Hey, Glyn Hughes, emfprotection.co.uk. I'm going to talk to you today about cells, about the very cells that make you, you. What if those cells weren't just chemical, but were also electrical? And what if modern electromagnetic exposure, Wi-Fi, cell phones, smart meters, on, was quietly disrupting the way voltage keeps your cells alive, and therefore you alive? Every cell in the human body runs on an electric charge, not just chemicals. At the centre of this system are voltage-gated ion channels, microscopic gates in the cell membrane that open and close based on electrical signals. These gates control the movement of minerals like sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium, the very signals that drive nerve impulses, muscle contraction, heart rhythm, cellular repair and communication. Healthy cells maintain a strong membrane potential, a natural voltage difference between the inside and outside of the cell. This electrical balance is essential for life and is essential for good health. But modern life exposes us to constant electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, from Wi-Fi, mobile phones, Bluetooth, smart meters, power lines, on and on and on. Unlike natural frequencies found in nature, many man-made EMFs are continuous, pulsed and artificially amplified. Research suggests that EMF exposure can interfere with voltage-gated ion channels, particularly calcium channels, forcing them to open inappropriately. When this happens, excess calcium floods the cell. Oxidative stress increases, cellular signaling becomes chaotic, and the cell's natural voltage weakens. Over time, cells lose their electrical resilience and function begins to decline. Are you connecting the dots? If we look back over the last, say, 50 years, we will see that the modern first world country's health has plummeted. Despite massive, there's longer life, but people are sicker. So we've got massive research to keep us alive, which is working, but it's not making us well, it's just keeping us alive. And why do we need that? Because if you look at the trends, you can look at the trends in autism, you can look at the trends in MCS, ME, chronic fatigue syndrome. Can you connect those with your voltage, your cells being under pressure? Of course we can. But the good news is, now that we're beginning to recognize this and understand it, there are some things we can do about it, and I'll come to those before the end of the video. So let's look at the role of water in cell voltage. Cells don't function without water, but not just any water. Inside the body, water exists in a highly organized form known as structured water, sometimes called fourth phase water. This water lines cell membranes and proteins, forming an electrically charged layer that stores energy, enhances electron flow, and supports membrane voltage. Healthy structured water helps maintain the negative charge inside the cell, keeping voltage-gated channels responsive and regulated. EMF exposure doesn't just affect the cell membrane, it can also disrupt the water structure, reduce coherence in cellular hydration, increase biological noise. When water loses structure, cells lose voltage, and when cells lose voltage, voltage gates stop working properly. It's not really rocket science, is it? Structured water, especially water exposed to natural frequencies, may help restore cellular electrical balance. Frequency-informed water can improve water coherence, support electron density, reinforce membrane voltage, and help normalize ion channel behavior. By restoring the energetic environment around the cell, structured water may help reset the natural opening and closing of voltage gates, allowing cells to communicate clearly again. This doesn't block EMFs, it strengthens the body's electrical resilience. So for me, many of you will know me, and those who don't, let me tell you, I've been around this EMF exposure, helping people stay well with it or survive in it for 21 years. And we've done that. We've had this strapline, detect, protect and sleep well. So our place in this has always been get a detector, measure your environment and then talk to us and we'll tell you how to stop that meter from going, making all the noises and lights that make us think, what's this about? In other words, protect, and then from that you can get your sleep back, and that's still relevant. We don't want to just suddenly go, oh no, it's okay, we can all stick two Wi-Fi routers around our heads and we'll be okay. But it's like a light went on for me in these last few months and weeks as I've studied this, and I went, we've been too focused on the environment outside of the body and what EMFs are doing there, and not focused on if we can change what EMFs are doing within the body, then we can reduce sickness and we can make life livable again for those of us that don't do well with exposure to electromagnetic fields. And I want to stress, this is not about fear. It's about bioelectric awareness. When we support cellular voltage, structured hydration and natural frequency, we help the body remember how to regulate itself the way it was designed to. Your cells are listening not just to chemistry, but to energy, to frequency and water. The question is, what signals are you giving them? So that is the story for today. We've discovered, I think, a major route to natural healing of many diseases, in so much as if we can get the water in our body restructured again. So I'm going to come back to you with another video and we'll talk about how we do